Back, arrest.
For what?
Disorderly conduct and menacing.
I'm lawfully able to search you after you've been placed under arrest, okay?
All I'm going to do is let him know he cut across 2 lanes of traffic. You know, if you're supposed to uphold the law, you should, actually follow the law. And I honked at him, and then I came here to tell him he was a bad driver, and this happened.
She didn't touch the officer. She didn't threaten him. So how did a few words turn into handcuffs within minutes?
Pull up. I went in the 4 lane over here. I guess I cut the phone over. Never seen her over there. Of course, I can't say a whole lot about that. She comes up here. I'm getting ready to talk. She comes beating on my ankle. Scares me to death. I had no clue. Jumped out. She starts freaking boom, 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 boom. So I hit the recorder. Start recording. And she's doing the way she's doing. I mean, she's yelling, screaming. She's disorderly.
This entire situation starts with something almost everyone has done at least once, calling out a bad driver. Juniper Mulligan sees a deputy driving recklessly and decides to confront him. No violence, no physical contact, just frustration and words. But what happens next turns a simple complaint into a constitutional controversy.
36, do you have his 23 last name?
Negative.
Seen your work, got out of detective ready.
What's your name and badge number?
God.
What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number?
I'll talk to you in a minute, okay?
36, he's of course negative.
10-4.
Within minutes of that confrontation, officers arrive and the tone is already set. She's being described as disorderly, aggressive, and out of control. But here's the question you should be asking. Who decided that? And based on what evidence? Because at this point, no real investigation has even happened.
Do you have a name?
Do what? I do have a name.
What is your name?
I told you I'll talk to you later.
4, negative, right?
Disorderly conduct and victim Miranda. We have menaces now.
That's a mess.
You do advise.
I would have 100% say that's a
Touch
mess.
vehicle for the 28. I'm not getting a
On your window like that? Yeah. Ms. Mulligan? Go ahead and turn around.
10-4.
Back, arrest.
For what?
Disorderly conduct and menacing.
Now think about this carefully. If simply approaching an officer and criticizing them can be labeled as disorderly conduct, then where does your right to speak actually end? Is it when your words become inconvenient or when they challenge authority?
Okay.
Don't
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Don't drop the hand.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, you want my keys home? Yeah, take my keys.
Don't be grabbing them, sir. This ain't that.
Why?
Back up. Back up.
We'll give it to you, but don't be jerking it until we know. We don't know what you're pulling out of your.
Hey,
Okay, then have a seat.
33.
Yeah, actually, we can't. You're under arrest.
You're under arrest. Stop.
And then it happens fast. Too fast. She confronts the deputy, and almost immediately, she's in handcuffs. That kind of timing isn't just important, it's everything. Because when an arrest follows criticism this quickly, it raises a serious question. Is this enforcement or retaliation?
I'm double locking these cuffs so they don't tighten up on you, okay?
Whatever you
Yeah,
feel
you're
like.
fucking up. Anything on you?
Nope.
All right, I'm going to walk you back here, okay?
I would like to give my mother my keys.
Here's where things get even more interesting. The law doesn't criminalize speech just because it's loud, angry, or uncomfortable. In fact, the Constitution protects your right to criticize public officials, even police officers. So, if her words were protected, what exactly justified the arrest?
I would like to give my mother my keys.
So you're not going to do it. You're handcuffed, okay?
I know.
So,
I want my
okay,
mother to go in my
listen
pocket.
to me. You're
No,
under
I
arrest.
want her
So this
to
is a
take
search incident to arrest, okay? I'm lawfully able to search you after
Okay.
you've been placed under arrest, okay?
Sure.
I understand, but I'm just telling you how it is. Obviously, I wasn't the initial officer who was out here, so I'm going to make sure that he's okay with her having the keys, and if he's okay with it, then that's what we'll do, okay?
Sure.
Just want you to know, okay, I'm actively recording right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to search you well enough to ensure that you don't have anything that's going to harm me, okay? Is there going to be anything that's tucked on you that the jail's going to find when a female officer searches you?
Nope.
Okay, I appreciate the honesty. Yeah, I think that's everything. Right, I don't know, we got to do that.
Yeah.
The charges sound serious, menacing, and disorderly conduct. But legally, those aren't vague concepts. Menacing requires real fear of immediate harm. Disorderly conduct requires intent to disrupt public peace. Ask yourself, did her actions actually meet those standards, or just offend the wrong person?
May she have that?
Yeah, if you make it cash. Sure.
And I would like, no, that's my wallet.
What?
My wallet is in my back pocket.
Okay.
Mom?
I have to check signal this up.
Do I?
Yeah.
Mom, come take these things from him, please.
Alright, so you do want your mom to have cash, correct?
I want her to have my keys, my whatever's in my pockets.
Yes.
I'd like to keep my chapstick though.
Make sure there ain't nothing folded up in here.
As she's being arrested, something stands out. She's calm, she's cooperative, she's asking to give her keys to her mother, nothing unreasonable. But even that small request becomes tense, controlled, and restricted. Why does everything feel less about safety and more about dominance?
Alright, is there anything in your back pocket?
Right side. Just don't touch it.
Yeah, there's my wallet.
Is your wallet in your back pocket? Can you go ahead and just grab that out with your left hand?
Sure.
Okay. No, absolutely not. Okay. Yeah, no, come here. You're on the walker.
I was just handing my property to my mother.
Face the
33
vehicle.
for check welfare.
Face the vehicle. Yeah. Okay. Good.
2236 Homewood Avenue.
Take some side steps
Caller
to your
providing
left.
there's a female possible 218A.
What I'd like to do, I want you to spread your legs, just like this. Okay.
We're currently public coverage right now, saying she's going to harm pets and chickens in the area, unknown weapon.
And then, this is the moment that changes everything. One of the officers openly admits he didn't even witness the incident. Let that sink in. The person involved in the arrest wasn't there when it happened, so now you have to ask what exactly the arrest was based on.
Face me. Clean it. I'll take your hat off. Exit. We'll turn that AC on. Good. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing this today, but we're good. I'm going to read you something because you're currently placed under arrest, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney before making any statements and have your attorney with you during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney and desire one, the court will appoint one for you.
Because here's the rule that matters most. Probable cause must exist before the arrest, not after. You don't arrest someone and then figure out why later. But in this case, it feels like the story is being built after the fact. Isn't that backwards?
Keeping these rights in mind, you don't have to talk to me and you can invoke these at any time.
All right.
Do you wish to talk to me about what happened today that led to this? Because it's honestly, I don't know. I rolled up here and the situation was already happening.
All right. Will it affect my arrest?
Do what?
Will it affect this? Do I get out?
Now the situation gets even more serious. She's handcuffed, placed in the back of a patrol car, and questioned about what happened. Think about that. She's not free to leave, she's under pressure, and she's being asked to explain herself. Were her rights properly protected?
Will it affect my arrest?
Do what?
Will it affect this? Do I get out?
No.
Okay, well, that cop, whoever, cut across 2 lanes of traffic.
We're at over here on the road.
On the bridge. Cut in front of me across 2 lanes of traffic, no lights, no signals. And I honked at him, and then I came here to tell him he was a bad driver, and this happened.
Because when you're in custody and being questioned, officers are required to inform you of your rights. The right to remain silent, the right to an attorney. Without those warnings, anything you say could become legally questionable. Where were those protections in this moment?
I believe that's where the problem's gonna
I just went
lie.
up and knocked on his door. I knocked twice on glass. That's it.
We could have went about this in a better way. You know that you can just go to the sheriff's department and say, hey, I want to talk with the sheriff. I've got a problem with what happened today on the road. Do you realize that's the way to go about this? Because listen, let me tell you something. I do not enjoy taking away people's freedoms. I did not get in this job to do so. And I hate that this is what it's come to today, okay? But I wish that on your side as well, I wish that we could have done better today.
All I was going to do was let him know he cut across 2 lanes of traffic. You know, if you're supposed to uphold the law, you should, actually follow the law.
And listen closely to what she says. Will it affect my arrest? That question says everything. She's trying to cooperate her way out, hoping that explaining herself might help. But isn't that exactly the kind of pressure the law is supposed to prevent?
You should be aware of the laws he's trying to enforce.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think if we could go back in time, you do this a little bit different? You think that it was appropriate? But I tell you, whenever you go there and you beat on his window and you put him in fear of physical injury, it's called
I disagree with that.
Well, I wasn't here for that, okay? I appreciate you being nice and cordial with me and talking to me. I promise I'm not a mean person, okay? I'm going to do my best to be able to have your mom take the car where it doesn't get towed. Okay?
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, I'll be back with you in just a moment, okay? Can you feel the air?
Yes.
Meanwhile, her mother is nearby, simply trying to take her belongings and help. But even she is warned about interfering. Think about that standing there. Doing nothing aggressively becomes a potential problem. What's really being controlled here? The situation or the narrative?
Yeah, I'll open the window. She can talk to you. Would you like to come speak with her? You can talk to her, say whatever you'd like. I just ask that you don't reach in there or take anything. Just talk, okay?
What? I still have my chopstick and some candy. How are you doing, hon?
Could be better.
Like I said, I searched you. You're a woman, so I'm not going. I searched you well enough to make sure that you don't have any knives, guns, or anything that can hurt me, okay?
Now here's where the story takes a sharp turn. The case goes to court, and it collapses. The charges are dismissed completely. Her record erased, as if the arrest should have never happened in the first place. What does that tell you about the strength of the case?
Okay? The chapstick is in your pocket. You can just leave it there. Okay? It's okay.
Updated location.
Let me know the incidentals.
Yeah.
You'll just probably ROR right out. Okay?
Probably what?
You'll probably just ROR right out.
I don't know what that means.
They're basically going to go up there, they're going to take your information, and they're going to release you on your own recognizance to come back to a court date. So,
I have no way home, and I've got 7 animals I got to take care of.
all right. I'll make sure I let them know. I think we're going to be able to do that. So, but I've got to go over there and talk to them, so I'm rolling the window up. So, just kind of hang back over there in the shade.
But it doesn't end there. The county pays her $25,000 in a civil settlement. And here's the reality: governments don't hand out money when everything was done correctly. So now the question becomes unavoidable. What went so wrong that it cost taxpayers thousands?
Do you want this with Mom or not?
Yeah, she can have it.
Okay. Real quick. Your mom. I don't think that it was a good idea of what daughter did today.
I know that.
Just like I was telling her. And she even said she'd go about it different.
And in a move that changes the tone of this entire story, she donates $5,000 of that money to a domestic violence crisis center. Instead of walking away angry, she turns it into something meaningful. What does that say about her compared to how she was treated?
I'm going to put your seatbelt on you. Just go straight down, okay? Are those cuffs okay on you right now?
They're not really comfortable.
Well, they're not designed to be comfortable, but is your hands okay right now? They're not like numbing out or anything?
No.
Alright, well, we ain't got that long. It's just a little short. Oh, there it goes. Alright, we're gonna go up there.
You might think that's where it ends, but it doesn't. In 2026, a formal complaint is filed against the deputy involved. Allegations of abuse of authority, false arrest, and constitutional violations. And yet, despite everything, the arrest, the dismissal, the payout, he's still on duty. Lawsuit. The $25,000 reality check. This wasn't just a legal outcome, it was a financial one. A $25,000 settlement sends a message without saying a word. It suggests something went wrong at a level serious enough to resolve quietly rather than defend publicly. And when cases end like this, it forces a bigger question. How often does this happen without anyone fighting back? Because if speaking up can get you arrested, then the real issue isn't what she did. It's how fragile your rights might actually be.